Gatsby's house was still empty when I left. One of the taxi drivers in the village never took a fare past the entrance gate without stopping for a minute and pointing inside. Perhaps it was he who drove Daisy and Gatsby over to East Egg the night of the accident, and perhaps he had made a story about it all his own. I didn't want to hear about it, and I avoided him when I got off the train. I spent my Saturday nights in New York because those gleaming, dazzling parties of his were with me so vividly that I could still hear the music and the laughter, faint and incessant, from his garden, and the cars going up and down his drive. One night I did hear a material car there, and saw its light stop at his front steps, but I didn't investigate. It was probably some final guest who had been away at the ends of the earth and didn't know that the party was over. On the last night, with my trunk packed and my car sold, I went over and looked at that huge incoherent failure of a house once more. On the white steps, an obscene word, scrawled by some boy with a piece of brick, stood out clearly in the moonlight, and I erased it, drying my shoe raspingly along the stone. As I walked through the vast empty void of his house, I reflected on what I had witnessed in the past 6 months. When I first came across Gatsby at his party, and I didn't even recognize him at first. Despite all the music and dancing, everything had seemed so calm then, so relaxed. Never would I have thought that such a conflict could emit from such a time of peace. I never thought that things could escalate to what it did. Never did I know that Gatsby was capable of such anger the day that Tom had finally called him out. Never did I know that such an accident could cause such insanity in a man to drive him to end a life as well as his own. Gatsby's death was the climax of the story and the end of the chapter that will stick with me forever. And as I sat there brooding on the old unknown world, I thought of Gatsby's wonder when he first picked out the green light at the end of Daisy's dock. He had come a long way to this blue lawn, and his dream must have seemed so close that he could hardly fail to grasp it. He did not know that it was already behind him, somewhere back in that vast obscurity beyond the city, where the dark fields of the Republic rolled on under the night. Gatsby believed in the green light, the orgastic future that year by year recedes before us. It eluded us then, but that's no matter. Tomorrow we will run faster, stretch out our arms farther, and one fine morning. So we beat on, boats against the current, borne back ceaselessly into the past.